My first school was a little kindergarten in Knoll Lane, a brick building in the back garden of a house quite near the High Street. It was owned and run by a Miss Ford, and I went there at the age of 4. I suppose you could say it was a middle-class school. On a Wednesday afternoon, she used to take us out for nature walks, as she called it. We all had to hold hands, and there were some very pretty little girls there. So it was a sort of beginning, if you understand me. I had one school report at the end of term which said, knitting and needlework very good. My mother always used to pull my leg about that one. And the other thing I remember is every morning we would stand in a line. Again, there were about 12, 15 pupils, I guess. Stand in a line facing the teacher, and we'd do mental arithmetic. And if the person on your right got it wrong and you did it, you moved up a place.
I went to the village school initially, to the infant school. We used to have assemblies in a big room at the end facing Ewhurst. And I always had, around the walls were pictures from English history. And I always seemed to be standing next to the Hadrian's Wall with lots of Romans running around and a lot of Scotsmen throwing stones and oil at them. I would love that picture, and I wonder whatever happened to it.
And I went to Cranleigh, the art centre school. Absolutely horrific. I'd gone from Alfold, which I think there were about 20, 30 children maximum in the 3 classes, to a class of 30 children. They were I just felt they were all rough and loud, and I was absolutely terrified. I remember lying on the floor screaming that I wasn't going.
On Ascension Day, we went to school at 9 o'clock, and then you went to church, and if you were over a certain age, you were allowed to go up on the hill for a picnic lunch, and then you found your own way back to Cranleigh.
On Ascension Day, there was always a march and a picnic going up to the hills, going across those fields, and Claude Blogg, who was the headmaster of the village school, would lead the way.
I went to the village school, which is now the art centre. Happy memories, apart from one occasion when we'd had a light fall of snow and the playground was loose gravel. Mr. Blogg had said, no snowballing in case you pick up a stone. But when he wasn't looking one day, I picked up a snowball, threw it on the wall just above where he was walking, and it showered down over him. Beautiful it was, and it was a super shot. But I'm afraid in front of the classroom, I was given one whack with the cane. Shame on me.
And then I went to Cranleigh Secondary School, which was the Horser huts behind the present post office. I think the land had just been bought for Glebland School, and we had a competition to choose a name, all ideas of names that came out as Gleblands. We also had a hand in choosing the uniform, what colour we would like, type of uniforms. And I modelled a summer dress, red and white check. We had a fashion show in the village hall.
So I went to the art centre school. Mr. Blogg was the headmaster. And then I moved up to Gleblands when it was first opened, which must have been about 59, something like that. Mr. Whiskar was the headmaster, and he was a lovely, lovely man, a fantastic headmaster. I loved it. I didn't get the 11 plus, unfortunately, but did very well at Gleblands. I loved it, lovely school.
I finished up as head girl in that school, and I think I'm in the first the Crane magazine, which was, well, it carried on then into Glebland School because my late brother, he's in it. He was a good footballer, Michael Cobb.
Come 1939, this was at Cranleigh School Junior School, the prep school. I was very, very fortunate to be sent there because it was very good school. I was there for 4 years before taking the common entrance exam for the big school across the road.